More about the bus driver accused of causing a chain reaction crash on I-95 that killed 5 people and injured 44 others. Jing Dong, who's 48, of Staten Island, has been charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Additional charges are expected. Sarah Robinson at our D.C. sister station has been digging into the case and shares new details.
It was horrible. It was just like blood everywhere.
After a deadly crash on I-95 Friday involving a bus that failed to slow in a construction zone, striking 6 vehicles, killing 5 people and injuring 44 others.
I was terrified.
Now, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, appointed by President Trump, is raising questions about the bus driver. In a post on X, Duffy said the driver, 48-year-old Jing Dong from Staten Island, was originally from China and is a U.S. citizen. He also wrote, Dong does not speak English and obtained his commercial driver's license in New York in 2024. Duffy called that unacceptable.
But the bottom line is you need to be able to understand English.
Howard Berkowitz is a commercial driver's license expert who has consulted on high-profile crashes. He says federal regulations require commercial drivers to read and speak English enough to understand traffic signs, communicate with law enforcement, and complete required reports. Federal law requires commercial drivers to be proficient in English, not fluent.
What happens when you see a digital sign above that says, heavy traffic ahead or slippery roads ahead, slow down, and you do not understand what that says? That makes you a hazard.
But Berkowitz says a language barrier alone may not fully explain what happened.
Even if you don't speak English, you would say, oh, look, something going on. I got to slow down.
He notes the driver still would have been able to see brake lights, construction flashers, or other visual warnings.
Did he allegedly fall asleep or was closing his eyes or whatever it was for a half a second? And that was enough time to not react correctly.
WUSA 9 also uncovered a recent traffic case involving Dong. Court records show he is scheduled to go to trial in Maryland on Tuesday after being cited in March for driving 22 miles per hour over the speed limit. Records show the citation was issued at about 1:20 in the morning while he was driving a white coach bus, the same type of vehicle involved in Friday's crash. Court records also show Dong hired an attorney and requested a trial. Berkowitz says the previous speeding case is concerning.
22 miles over is quite a lot.
Dong remains held without bond. The NTSB says a preliminary report will be released in about 30 days, but the final report could take between 1 to 2 years. Reporting in Northwest DC, I'm Sarah Robinson, WUSA 9.